up, guys? Welcome back to Umineko. That black tea smells nice. Is it instant or from a tea bag? Oh, would you like some too, Comrade Eva? Or out of cups, so you have to use a funnel. A gold butterfly drifted onto the balcony and turned it to Eva. How's Birkenstock doing? Will it be a while longer before she breaks the seal in the Book of Single Truth? Guys, I'll be right back. I know I just started this, but damn, hold on. Alright guys, for any tips of future YouTubers out there, always have a pee break before you start recording. And that has been my tip for today. Anyway, let's get back to this. How's Birkenstock doing? It'll be a while longer before she breaks the seal in the Book of the Single Truth, so I can talk about. She says the seal has been broken. Congratulations, so the time has finally come, the period to mark the end of your life. Take the key and go to Lady Birkenstock. One of her cat familiars will guide you. Two emerald sparkles flew in. They were the green glinting eyes of a black cat. The cat flicked its tail elegantly with the dignity of a high-class attendant. Got it, then I'll be back in a bit. Anne rose from her seat. She did it casually as though she was really just heading out for a short trip. However, her lips will probably never touch her half-finished cup of tea again. We weren't together long, but I enjoyed it. Getting to learn what disgust for your own kind is like what is an enlightening experience. Same here. Next time we meet, you'll have to teach me the trick to making tea this terrible. Are you happy? Now you'll finally get to learn that secret I've been hiding from you these past 12 years. I'm happy. Yeah, I can understand how Erica feels. It's like I'm taking a shot back at you, exposing the secret that kept until your death. And is it a good feeling? Well, it's better than nothing. And she nodded towards the black cat to let it know that she was ready. The cat nodded back in a refined manner, indicated that it wanted Ange to follow and leapt from the balcony. Without turning back, Ange followed it, jumping out into the air as though swimming. Eva watched her go. An expression of ridicule and scorn failed to cross her face. Good luck, Ange. This is a path you've chosen. You aren't 6 years old anymore. You're 18. Choose how to live your own life. What an overprotective aunt you are. I'm going to watch the ceremony. What about you? It's almost time to begin the attack, so I'm heading for the ships. I got to pick up Pieto's corpse. Everyone at the party can have her guts. But I get to keep her skin, so let's stuff and mount it. So even Rokajima's tail, which was wrapped in a veil of mysteries, is about to meet its end. Which means it's also the end for you. I mean, you are a piece from there, right? A piece is all I am. The role of a piece is to remain faithful to its role until the end game ends. It's not a piece place to worry about what happens after the game is over. True. And it's the same for me. Let's both enjoy this time we have it. Then allow me to take my leave. Later, good luck with your work. After exchanging elegant bows, the two witches finished at the same time. Nothing remained except some half-finished teacups and the aroma of the tea itself. One after another, luxury cars stopped in front of the high-class hotel in the city, and guests began to step out of them. Hey, Professor Utsuki. Oh, what a surprise. He's popped up a handful of times here and there throughout the series. They should have given him a new sprite. Anyways, the city since the last convention, all the guests gathered here were very rich and cultured. A single hobby tied all of them together. They were witch hunters, like-minded people who enjoyed exploring various interpretations of the Rokujima mystery. Still, I wonder if it's really true to think that this diary of Ushimira Evius actually exists. Very true. I have heard the rumor myself. This is the legendary secret diary which Ushimira Eva hid away just before her death. It is said that she recorded the details of Rokujima's truth in there. Just like the fable of the king with the donkey's ears, humans are treacherous creatures incapable of keeping truly silent regarding secrets only they could know. From what I've heard, a collectors from Dubai offered to buy it for $10 million. Incredible, more evidence of the fascination that the Rokujima mysteries are capable of stirring. Conversations like this are breaking out passionately all over the place. Furthermore, it wasn't just guests who were allowed to enter, the press was also there in force. The Rokujima mystery was just such a large movement that it became a social phenomenon at one point. Though it had died down slightly in recent years, it was still a topic fiercely debated across the internet. It was hardly any surprise that the discovery and imminent release of Ushimi Iba's diary, which contained the truth of that mystery, had been caused enough for. And on top of all that, the mysterious forger, Itoi Kukuro, was to appear publicly for the first time. In fact, it seemed that Itoi Kukuro and Hachijo Toya, upcoming mystery novels, were the same person. Of course, this meant that Hachijo Toya would also be appearing in public for the first time. Though she was thought to be the male author, the fact that she was actually a mysterious woman author alone was enough to cause a stir. Before the unveiling diary, a press conference was held in the rooms of the hotel. Indeed, I am Hachijo Toya. Madame Hachijo, we now know that in your previous books on it, you were so determined not to show yourself that you even used a body double. What caused you to change your mind and appear before us this time? The legend of the Rokujima witch was to give birth to endless tales. Considering the weight of such a legend's demise and being the writer that I am, I felt obligated to show myself as a sign of respect. As a forger, you announced on the web that you had reached the truth. Does that mean you've already reached the contents of the diary? And very soon these contents will be revealed to everyone? Pardon me for asking, but is there any guarantee that the contents of this diary are the truth? One might view it as something more than a personal account from a single deceased person. Not at all, I guarantee it. The truth is recorded in this diary. Oh. I started past through the crowd and the room was suddenly filled with camera flashes. This ends Madame Hachijo's interview. Allow us to express our deep gratitude to the members of the press for coming on this day. Now we would like to move on to later take photos of Madame Ushimi Iba's diary. A dull worker pushed forward the cart covered by a veil. Then after looking to Hachijo for approval, he removed the veil. There lay Ushimi Iba's diary. The book of the single truth sat there, waiting for its seal to be released. Hachijo held it to her chest and laughed enigmatically. Camera flashes came from everywhere, making the book of single truth glint. That is all for now. If you would all, please move to the assembly hall. Still holding the diary, Hachijo left the press conference room escorted by men from the hotel until she went through a door that said authorized personnel only. The journalists continued to surround her and ask questions, hoping to gather just one more comment. When the door slammed shut, the world twisted. The hotel employees became black cats wearing capes. Hachijo turned into feathering. Things are getting pretty crazy out there. Did you enjoy it? How tiring. Still, that went well, and yet this diary truly is heavy. Feathering tossed the diary and Birkenstock caught it. I will rest it in one of the waiting rooms. You're going to be up again pretty soon. There's no time to rest. In that case, call it a short break so that I can properly enjoy this long-awaited excitement. I need to borrow that book. I promised Aisha I'd show her first. I see. In that case, do as you please. Feathering left, followed by her cat attendants after watching her until she was out of sight. Birkenstock disappeared as well. Like Erica's room, Birkenstock's was a balcony without a handrail dug out of a bookshelf cliff, and she kept waiting for some time, but she had waited patiently, looking down at the world below her. I'm late, aren't I? Sorry about that. After the Birkenstock appeared, the black cat gave a bow and vanished. Here you go. I brought it with me. The book of the single truth. Can I touch it? Do as you like. Birkenstock set it on the table and beckoned Inge forward. Slowly, Inge approached it. So this is Iwa's diary. That's right. Inside it, you'll find the single truth that you wanted. You do have the key, right? Yes, right here. Anne took the key out, looked at it there on her palm, and then gripped it tightly. Then the heavy lock that held the diary so securely was fated to be swept aside easily as soon as Anne readied herself. I won't rush you. You don't have to open it until you're ready. This includes the truth of what happened at midnight on October 5th, 1986, right? Yes, it has everything that you wanted to know so much that you offered up your life. In that instant, two angels appeared inside of her, taking control of her body at the same time. On the one hand, she knew that she had already paid a great price to learn the truth. As part of her gripped the key, wanting to avoid a second of hesitation that might lead her to refuse to learn the truth now, at the final moment with the book of single truth right before her. On the other hand, a feeling as though she was betraying the brother and family who watched over her warmly made her bite her lower lip. However, though she shook, she could do nothing but watch her right hand slowly route the key towards the lock. What am I hesitating for? And so this diary is the final destination of my sad, painful 12-year-long journey. Was the 12 years long enough? Do I want to keep living that way? That brother is an illusion created by my heart, my naive hope that a miracle might still occur. I put my two options on the scale, then the path I should choose is clear. Slowly, I pushed the key into the lock and twisted. The lock opened with a click, and at the same time, I felt as though a crack ran through the key in my hand. Maybe a part of that intricate design had fallen off. I couldn't tell where it was broken just by glancing at it. However, for some reason, its golden glitz seemed dulled somehow. It's because you made your choice with that key. A bit of magic has disappeared. What kind of magic? Didn't Butler tell you? He said you couldn't hand that over to anyone else. That magic which left the decision to you has just fulfilled its role and disappeared. That key is just a key now. It can't do anything but lock and unlock that diary. I see. Then I guess I have no more use for an only chance key. Can I have it? Once you've read the diary, I'll lock it up again. Opening that lock will be a big part of tonight's ceremony, it seems. I see. Do whatever you want. I don't give a damn what happens after I find the truth. Birkenstock slipped the key from where it lay on the table and put it into her pocket. Go ahead then, before the courage that led you here fades. I looked up at Eva's now unlocked diary. The lock was unset. Even the hinge had been released by now. Nothing stands in the way of me opening the pages within. I thought I'd taken a deep breath, however I decided against it. I prepared myself for this long ago. It'd be so stupid to feel my reluctance further. I opened it violently, ruthlessly. I knew that this was the right way to open the pages that held the truth. As soon as the cover was open and brilliant light poured out, my mind went hazy. Oh shit, is this finally it? Whew. Okay, the truth was sent to my mind directly without letters or words. Tell me what happened that day on Rokenjima. Oh shit, I think this is it, guys. Oh shit. I've been reading this for like 8 months or something. It's full, man, finally. Well, I mean, 8 months plus the first game, so I have like over 100 hours, I think, put in this in the first one, first part of the Umineko game from last year put together. I think we're finally gonna learn everything. It's been so long. I don't know. Let's find out. My conscience returned gradually. Nothing was written in the open book before me. Of course, this was my own blank and empty notebook. I was at school just sitting idly with my notebook open. The world has stopped. The hands on the clock have stopped too. In that case, the auditorium should have been full of silence. However, I could hear a small commotion. In this world of suspended time, I could see dark shapes sneaking about in the shadows of the unmoving students. They were students with goat heads. They were sneaking glances at me from behind the frozen students, whispering something to each other. I know, I can hear them. Everybody knows. One after another, students with goat heads rubbed shadows all over the room. They slipped around. All the students stopped in time and gathered around me. Then they all jeered out something in unison, and as if they knew I could hear, showered with giggles and gossips and sneers. However, nothing that came from the ghost mouse reached to my ears as words. This was a world without letters or words, so no words reached me. However, the emotions and meanings did reach me, so I knew that what it was they were saying, and then I was able to visualize it. One after another, the ghosts opened their massive jaws, showing their fangs that dripped with saliva, and came forward to bite me. Time was stopped from me. I was aware, but I could not move. That wasn't literally true. However, I was pretending that I couldn't hear, so I couldn't move. The ghosts bit me all over my body, leaving their fangs marks licking me. Maybe they didn't like the taste of my clothes. Taking advantage of the fact I couldn't move, they chewed through my clothes one by one. Over and over again, the ghosts stuck their tongues, their jaws, or fangs into my naked body. What the hell? I was covered with drool and bitten all over. Bright red teeth marks were left behind as sharp fangs pierced my skin, leaving trails of blood. They licked up that blood like real goats, hurting and humiliating me. As I covered my head, one of the ghosts pulled on my hair, forcing me to look up and spoke. They didn't say it with concepts, but with words I could hear. However, they weren't words of the human world, they were witches' words. The red truth, which signified truth that is certain. This is the truth of Rokkenjima incident. I won't accept it. It doesn't matter if you accept it or not. This is the truth. After all, blah blah blah, blah blah blah. I want to accept it. I want to accept truth like that. Whether you accept it or not doesn't change the truth. After all, this is a single truth proven in the red. Yeah. Who cares about the truth? So stupid, so pointless. I'm the one who gets to decide if the truth or not, right? Even if it's red truth, I won't acknowledge it. I won't forgive it. Definitely won't accept it. The red truth is absolute. Who for? It's absolute for you guys, right? Not for me. I won't let you contaminate my truth with yours. And calm down. You're the one who wanted to know, right? My truth is that Aunt Eva's the culprit. Aunt Eva killed everyone. Everything's her fault. Dad and Mom and Only and all the others are just victims. It's no one's fault. No one's fault. Of course it isn't. Of course it isn't. Your aunt will always be on your side, Aunt Chan. Yeah, I get it now. I know what you meant. That's right, Aunt Eva. You're the culprit. You're the culprit. It's the world that's messed up and broken for not realizing that. I'm the right one. I'll deny the red truth. Deny the whole world. I see. In that case, try writing the red truth. Only you can write. But how is it possible for a human to write with red truth? It is possible. There's a red ink that only humans can write with. Aunt Chan, please calm down. They're not going to tell us the truth? How about telling us before going crazy? I'm the right one, the world's wrong. I'll write it. I'll record the truth with the real red truth. 20. Requesting urgent support on the roof. Ange-san, hold on. Please think this over. Look out. Goodbye, Ange. Have a nice day. I'll read it out. This is my blood red truth. I'll never accept the truth of your world. Angel's body went past the edge of the balcony. The area which she had once been able to swim through was now completely merciless for some reason. Angel's body plunged straight into the darkness below. Burgess just watched the scene play out in silence. Behind her, men in black suits rushed up to the fence, clutching and screaming. It's 20. Ange-san jumped off. Damn, I can't see her from here. Quickly investigate the ground area. It's no use, there's no way. Maybe she was caught by that safety net. Let's make sure. We're fools. If you jump straight down from this side, do you really think such a flimsy safety net could possibly save you? As a witch of miracles, I Birkenstock guarantee that such a miracle certainly won't occur. Yeah. Andy's body fell from the skyscraper like a bookshelf and slammed against the floor of the city of books. Looking down from Birkenstock's balcony, which was as high as the skyscraper's roof, did it look like a lovely red pressed flower? No, you couldn't see it at all, just like how the death of a single lonely girl who rejected the world that mattered to anyone in the world. She probably died instantly. It was only natural she had fallen straight down from this height after all. Is it even conceivable that she wouldn't die instantly after something like that? The index finger on the right hand of her corpse stuck out as though it was tracing something. Could it be that, by some impossible miracle, she really had escaped an instant death? Could the red blood that drained from her at the moment of her death been the ink that drew her own personal red truth? However, no one would ever be able to tell what she had written. After all, the red blood pouring from her corpse had run over it all. Even this was one of your choices, Ange. Eva looking down at the beautiful flower blood radiating from Ange's corpse. I tried to keep you alive, however, you never tried to live in the future that began after the age of 6. And in such 12 years, you finally returned to where you started. The eyes on Ange's corpse were closed. However, there was no way of knowing if this was a peaceful thing. Eventually, the corpse began to melt away. At the end, it became a messy lump of flesh with only a few parts recognizable as humans. It was hardly surprising. How else would she look after falling from that height and slamming against the asphalt? You managed to die, however, this doesn't mean that everyone will be waiting for you in heaven. After all, you reached this place by rejecting all of those in heaven. See you in hell. No, that's probably where we are right now. So long, Ange. Eva, perfect timing. Did you call for me, my master? Clean up this scrap meat for you, if you wouldn't mind. I'm going to take this back. And Burgerstow's handed over the key, which had lost its magic when Angie made her decision, and the book of that single truth had been locked up again. As you wish, my master. After looking down one more time, Birkenstow vanished. Once she had gone, Eva summoned some cat familiars and ordered them to clean up. The black cats gathered Angie's flesh and scattered limbs and threw them into the tin bucket. Even in this miserable form, Angie's soul was still living. Perhaps living is a poor description. She was unable to die. From now on, forever, she would drift along in the deepest depths of oblivion, covered by the dust of oblivion, until she finally disappeared. She continued to question herself. What did the truth mean to her? What was right, and where was a place she could call home? As her flesh began to cool, even the energy to ask these questions began to fade. Eventually, she would forget her everyday memories and even the reason why she was suffering. However, there was one thing she would never forget. That was the anguish. From this point forth, she would suffer endlessly without even knowing why. By that time, the cat finishes flinging her corpse into the bucket and dumping it into the sea of nothingness, and she had forgotten even her own name. What's the sound I keep hearing? Yes, it must be the sound of rain. In that case, what are those two bright lights coming towards me? I don't know. However, they came at me with a screeching sound and stopped right in front of me. A blurry noise came at me over and over. Whatever's shining those bright lights is threatening me. It's probably telling me to get out of the way. However, I was incapable of moving even a finger. There was a sound and the car door opened. Car door. Apparently, I was lying in asphalt under the pouring rain. I saw a shadow, which was apparently the driver, open an umbrella and come towards me. Is this your backyard? The shadow questioned me. Of course I couldn't answer it. If it is, then I must apologize. Just on a day with such fine weather, anyone would want to take a nap at such a lovely backyard as this. And yet, unless my memory fails me, the shadow crouched down and looked into my face. It was a woman. This is a public highway you're sleeping on. Do you want to become roadkill? Or maybe you already are roadkill. Well now, which one is it? I clenched my chest. I felt I needed an answer to somehow and communicate my intentions. So finally I managed to let out a short groan escape my lips. I see. So you aren't roadkill yet. And that was how I met Ikuko. Ikuko. The patient's body is in a very frail condition. Some sort of memory loss is very probable as well. We won't know for sure until the CT scan, but there may even be brain damage. It's lucky that damage is all we have to deal with. Any longer in a spot like that, it would have likely been much worse. True, in any event, I recommend getting this checked at a large hospital. Thank you, doctor. Please keep this off the record. It may not be much, but here's some money for your troubles. I see no reason to speak of this needlessly, but no, I couldn't possibly accept that much. In the end, the doctor took the money and swore to keep quiet about the matter. Eventually, Hachijo returned. Oh, you are awake. How do you feel? I nodded weakly, letting her know that it wasn't so bad for now, but where is this place? A room I have absolutely no memory of, in a house I don't remember at all. And first and foremost, there's a woman I've never seen. To start off, let me introduce myself. I'm Hachijo Ikuko. Feel free to casually call me Ikuko, or if more formal, call me Hachijo-san. Hachijo Ikuko. The Hachijo family owns a large amount of land and is fairly famous in these parts. Unlike my accomplished brothers, I'm what you might call a little eccentric. I got into a bit too much mischief, and my parents finally ran out of patience and kicked me out. I'm not confined to this house. As a hobby, I like to read detective novels and also to write them. My age is a single woman's secret. My heart is that of a girl, but I'm approaching the point where calling myself one becomes increasingly absurd. With the haze my mind was in, it was extremely hard to make out what she was talking about. However, I was able to pick up the fact that she was trying to cheer me up. So what's your name? My name... Logically, I know that being a human, it must have a name, and I do have the feeling that it did indeed have a name. However, no matter how hard I tried to remember what it was, it just made my head hurt. Can you remember anything besides your name? Who am I? My head, no, even my heart was a mess of torn flesh, and I couldn't remember a thing, not even who or what I was. But I must remember I had some kind of purpose, or maybe a mission. In order to remember that, I first have to remember who I am. Who am I? What is my name? Where was I born? And what was my birthday? I need to remember something, anything. Age. Age? That's my little secret. 18. I look like I'm 18. I'm 18. Oh, so that was your age. Well, no, I thought you were a bit too flattering. When I asked myself how old I was, the number 18 floated into my mind. To be honest, the number 18 felt a bit out of place. My mind felt much younger than that, and my pathetic body felt much older. I see, so you're 18, and that's all you can remember. I nodded weakly. I never knew that knowing nothing about yourself could make you feel this powerless. In that case, until you remember your name, let's give you the name Toya, written on with the characters for 18 until you remember. Hachijo Toya. What do you think? That sounds pretty cool. Yes, I must say, I impressed myself very much with that one. Hachijo Ikuku gave a satisfied laugh. From then on, I took the name Hachijo Toya. My inability to move my body was apparently due to a traffic accident. On that day, I had been hit by a car, and Ikuko had picked me up from where I lay on the street. If she hadn't hit the brakes, she probably would have driven straight onwards, thinking she ran over a dead dog or something. Later on, perhaps rudely, I suspected that the one who might have hit me been Ikuko herself. But when I saw her completely undamaged front bumper, I gave up on that theory. Hachijo Ikuko lived in a small but lovely mansion on the top of a small hill in a village with a view of the sea. She also owned the hill behind her and was more than capable of enjoying 4 seasons in privacy. As time passed slowly, my rehabilitation continued and my ability to move improved little by little. However, I screamed I really did suffer some sort of brain damage. Finding out who I was looked like it would be a very difficult task. In the beginning, when I couldn't bear not knowing my identity in my head, it often hurt so much it felt as though it would explode. However, as I slowly accepted the fact that I was a new person by the name of Hachijo Toya, the headaches became less frequent. The whole time, no memories returned to me except the fact that I've been 18. However, I wasn't able to remember anymore and able to even be sure that my true age. 18 was my true age. And eventually I stopped trying to remember my former self. Good morning, Toya. And that was quite the storm last night. Were you able to sleep well? I had some trouble falling asleep, so I decided to read your manuscript. My, how far did you manage to get? I finished it. Now there's a surprise. You managed to read through all that in a single night. I was surprised too. Once I got into it, I finished before I knew it. It was like I was just skimming it, or maybe I was like taking in each page just at a glance. It sounds like you have some talent at speed reading. So how was it? What did you think of it? I liked it a lot. Still, if you don't explain that part about the ocean occurrence a bit more clearly, it might be a little unfair for a detective novel. Oh, but I thought it was great that you had the foreshadowing with the ring right there at the beginning. After I finished, I had to go back to the beginning and stop myself from being so easily tricked. I think giving people that feeling is what detective novels do best. Did I say something to offend you? If I did, you have my apologies. Of course not. Why are you apologizing? I'm just shocked, that's all. Your detailed opinions are worthy of praise, I believe. It seems you have some talent as a critic or a detective novel writer, too. A detective novel writer, a critic. From across the fog of oblivion, I seem to remember myself fighting and arguing about mysteries or something like that. That way of fighting, which I must have learned in the past, sent a surge of excitement through me. Mystery, fighting, my head hurt. I took a painkiller and swallowed it with fresh water and brought up from the well. Who am I really? But no matter how much I thought I couldn't remember, from what I've been told, the frequency of the headaches might be lessened by brain surgery, but there was no guarantee that it would do my memory any good. Ikiko said that she would let me have surgery if I wanted it. However, I refused. Even if I can't remember it, the real me is still there sleeping inside of my head. I was scared that the surgery might harm that me somehow, but I've got used to dealing with headaches. As long as I don't force myself to remember the past, the headaches don't torment me every day. So bit by bit, I became free of the headaches and got used to my new life as Hachijo Toya. Gradually, my interest shifted from myself to Ikugo. Hachigo Ikugo, a very strange woman. First off, she was apparently the daughter of a very well-off family, just as she had said. However, she was considerably eccentric, and the various mischievous incidents she spoke of had apparently gotten her within an inch of being disowned. As a result, she had been given this house and had been ordered to live here quietly and alone. She had never been a particularly social person, so she happily accepted this new state of affairs. Living, however, she pleased with servants to take care of her. She had no friends. No one ever came to visit. When I wasn't around, she only ever talked to an old black cat she kept as a pet named Burn. I don't know her real age. She doesn't seem to be too old to marry yet, but with an isolated life like this, she isn't likely to meet people. She sometimes says that she just hasn't met anyone worth the trouble, but I think she's already given up on marriage. Her everyday life was very simple. She would either read through the many detective novels that were brought to her, or else write detective novels herself. At first I thought she was some novelist at a private retreat plunging away at a new book. However, the manuscript she finished just ended up clipped together in a pile. With me as a sole exception, it didn't look like she'd ever let anyone read them. A novelist is someone who writes novels for people to read, so I figured you could hardly call her a novelist when she kept writing novels no one would ever see. Iko-san, why don't you ever show these to anyone? I show them to you, only the better ones, of course. Haven't you ever thought of sending some to a publishing company? It's a waste of otherwise, your works are so interesting. My work's stand up against the pros. I sent one in once, but it's absolutely no good. I understand my position. This is just an amateur's pastime. I don't think amateurs are fitting work for someone who's so well versed in detective novels from all times and all across the world. Being a big eater doesn't mean you'll make a good cook. Reading every detective novel you can get your hands on is no guarantee that you're a good detective novelist. That's how it is. That's why it's nothing more than a pastime. Is it really fun to write novels that you won't show to anyone? It used to be, once. What about now? I'd like to hear your opinions. At any rate, I finished writing the chapter. I'll go make some tea, so would you mind reading it again and sharing your thoughts with me? Saying this with a smile, you could go trust a pile of manuscript paper at me. I'm convinced that whether you read detective novels or write them, they're boring if you're all on your own. You can only find something really precious when you share that world with someone else. Headache. Toya, are you okay? I'll go get some headache medicine. I'm fine. I'm more interested in this manuscript. I can't wait for the new chapter. The seasons passed together with Ikugo in this town whose name I didn't even know. We spent our days debating detective novels and talking about ideas for new plots. At a glance, they may have appeared to be stale and unproductive days. However, Hachijo Toya found satisfaction with his new life. And so the curtains closed on the strange tale of Kurokubi Island. The end. With a dramatic flourish of her pen, Ikugo signified that her manuscript was now complete. What do you think? I tried using your plot to make Tsuchiko's tragic love scene at the end of it more moving. I think it's very good. I say at least Farewell is sad enough to make it moving as a story, not just a reasoning puzzle. That's all thanks to your plot. Compared to this work, everything I've written up before now is worth a little more than scrap paper. Even as I was writing it, I was excited to be the first person in the world to get to read it. I never felt that before. I just mentioned some ideas. You're the one who turned them into such a fascinating story like Ikugo-san, whatever. At some point she wrote me in and well into started my journey in the world of writing detective novels. Apparently the old me had some talent for mysteries and detective novels and the like. And my talent seemed to be a fairly unorthodox kind. I tried turning famous mysteries from across the world on their head, twisting those ideas into something new. However, a few ideas aren't enough to make a book. No meal is complete if all you can do is chop up vegetables. Thanks to Ikiko's writing and skills she had built up over many years, my ideas were transformed into a work of fiction. In this work, The Strange Love Kurukubi Island, the two of us merged the best of our respective personalities. And though I hate to brag, it had turned into a masterpiece that we could show to anyone without a shame. Hello? Please bring us some champagne. Bring a glass for you as well. This is the best job we've done so far, so let's celebrate. Ikiko called for some champagne over the internal phone line. Joined by the servant who happened to be working that day, and the cat Burn was raised our glasses and toasted our accomplishment. Ikiko-san, I have an idea if you don't mind. Let's hear it. I love hearing your ideas as long as I'm not in the shower or on the can. Why don't we try submitting our book? I've never read anything this interesting before. I'm sure lots of other people will want to read it. You think so? I tried it once in the past taking the same theme, but the result was, I believe in your talent, Ikiko-san. What about you? Of course I believe in your talent. Then it's decided. To Ikiko-san's big debut. To Toya's big debut. We clinked our glasses once more, and on it went. We must have had way too much to drink. Before I knew it, I must have passed out on the sofa. There was that blanket covering. Ikiko-san must have put it there. The lights were out in the study, but it wasn't dark. The computer's monitor was glowing. Outside it had started to rain. It reminded me of the day Ikiko-san found me and took me in. Because of that, whenever it rains, I find myself wondering who I was, and I usually get headaches. So I wasn't sure whether the pain was because of the rain or because I drank too much. Ikiko-san turned on the lights. Using a computer in the dark is bad for your eyes. Oh, did I wake you up? No, I slept well. I feel refreshed now. I turned on the light and looked through a gap in the curtain. As I thought, it was sort of pouring rain that always reminded me of that day. It was raining pretty hard out there. The wind looks pretty strong too. I hope the rain gutters don't get clogged with leaves again. I just cleaned them the other day, so they should be fine for a while. Her answer sounded a little abstracted. Apparently her attention was absorbed by the computer. You've been pretty hooked on my computer lately, Ikiko-san. Did you find an interesting article or something? It may be a bit juvenile, but it's still pretty interesting. It's about the Rokonjima incident. Rokonjima? I told you about the Rokonjima mystery a few days ago, remember? It's been really huge on the net lately. The discussion theories and even the forgeries may have been interesting. Forgeries or stories all based on the premise that yet another message bottle signed by Ushimi Amarai existed and drifted to one of the nearby islands. Ikiko kept showing off her knowledge of the subject. However, a huge bell was clanging inside my head. The noise was so great that I thought my head was split open. Unable to tell what the floor and what the ceiling, I crumbled and clutched at my head. Toya, are you okay? My head hurts. The Rokonjima explosion accident, that many disquieting rumors are surrounding it. The scheming of the relatives who were after Ushimi kindled vast wealth and hidden gold. And the truth, Ushima, the sole survivor, said nothing. Eventually, everything would be inherited by the granddaughter, Ushimura Ange, who escaped harm because she was absent on that day. Ange, Ushimura Ange. I am Ushimura. Yeah, no good, my head's getting split open. Incomprehensible scenes pierced my eyelids from inside of the blaze of light. Just what am I looking at? Who are these people calling to me but not by name Toya? Who am I? Who are these people? What is this memory? Help me, Ikiko. Someone else's memory is hurting me. My head's splitting. I could hear the sorrowful sound of wind, and that must be rain. Who was I again? I am Ushiramiya. Ange, please say something. Voices calling to me, Dad and Mom. It can't be. In 1986, I was refugee, my mom and Dad. And hang in there. Can you hear Daddy's voice? Please, please, something. And Dad, Mom, I'll say it out loud. Dad, Mom, Ange, thank goodness. I could feel my body being lifted up firmly and hugged roughly. Mom and Dad were hugging me. My eyelids have been open for a while now. I could feel the light slowly returning to my eyes, just like your eyes get used to the dark. My eyes got used to the light, and bit by bit, the scene around me came into view. However, it was an unusual sight which seemed to be very far away. My body was being hugged by Dad and Mom. Dad was sniffling, his face covered with tears. There were tears in Mom's eyes too as she held me tight. It was so strong that it hurt a bit. They held me with all their strength. Me, the bad kid who wasn't obedient, who always had an excuse, and who always tried to do the opposite of what her parents said. They held me tight to make sure I didn't head down the wrong path. And my eyes adjusted, I could see other people besides my parents. Everyone was there. George Oni-chan, Jessica Oni-chan, Mariah Oni-chan. My uncles and aunts, Ingrid and Sakataro. And there was a witch, Virgilia, and Ronov, and where you were fortunate. By chance we found you drifting in the waves of the sea of emptiness. You were in a terrible state. It took quite some time to make you remember your true form. Beatrice, so this is the Golden Land. Your whole family has been waiting here for you to return. We know you would come home. Did I come home because I was supposed to? I've gone back to how I'm supposed to be now. No, you did come home. That's right, you made it back here because you wanted to come home to us. Dad, Mom, You don't need to say anything. You've been on a great and terrible journey, haven't you? A journey where you were all alone. You understand now, don't you? You won't forget again? I understand, Dad. This is a place where you can always call home. I know. When I gave that answer, Dad and Mom hugged me again. Hot tears fell onto my face. They were Dad's and Mom's tears. Then I tell by looking that you were far from all right, but I am so glad you came home. Aunt Eva, feel free to hate me as much as you want. Give your Dad and Mom a million kisses. Give a kiss to everyone who cared about you so much. Aunt Eva. And say I'm home to your other mother. Mom gave me a push from behind and I stumbled forward towards my other mother. Eva, Mom, Aunt Chan. If only I called you Mom on that day, I might never have messed up. We might have been able to create a new world together. That's enough. You've come home. You don't need to say anything else. Mom. Welcome home, Aunt Chan. You're my adorable daughter. Mom, always, until the end, you were my closest friend. The two of them hugged each other quietly, burying their faces in each other's shoulders, sobbing. The truth wasn't worth anything at all. In the first place, the truth always in the past. The point of the future isn't to learn what happened in the past. What really matters is whether I can truly live and prosper in the truth that is the now. If I truly live and prosper, that is the truth. Back when I only ever tried to see the truth of the past, I was nothing more than a ghost trapped in the past. Since that time, I haven't lived a single day. Now I truly understand this is what the real truth is. I will live, and I remembered how much everyone loved me because I was young and selfish. I didn't even remember until now. The kind grandpa who always spoiled me. The entertaining aunts and uncles. All the kind and gentle servants. I was always warm. And yet because I was young and cruel, I never tried to remember any of that. Everyone got distorted by irresponsible imagination, and I completely forgot the truth. Now I can remember clearly, and I understand that Halloween quiz party certainly was an illusion. It never happened. However, didn't we do all kinds of fun things when the relatives gathered, things that were no more or less fun than that party? And for the first time since the start of the game, I went up to each and every one of them to greet them and thank them and apologize. To thank Grandpa for always pampering me. To thank my aunts and uncles. To thank my cousins for always playing with me even though I was so selfish. And I thank and apologize to the illusion. I think it's just been horrible to Sekatara once in the past, and the Mariah Oni-chan too. Marani-chan, you really were a witch, weren't you? I've always been a witch. You approached that level yourself once, didn't you? No, I never really understood. Pitiful Marani-chan with a pitiful magic, that's all I thought of it. So I couldn't pick up a fragment of happiness and couldn't even find one. You told me that yourself once, Oni-chan. It can't be helped. It takes two to create a universe. I had Bieto, but you were all alone. No, if I had called in Eva Mom, there would have been two of us. I'm sure I would have been able to use it. I would have been able to create a new world to the same magic you used, Marioni-chan. All of it is my fault. The message bottles I threw away half-jokingly distorted your future and wore you down. I bear responsibility for that. Yeah, seriously, it's all because of your message bottles. Because of that, people started copying you and making forgeries, growing the story into something crazy. However, the message bottles thrown away by Beto did not specify any person as a culprit. One of the forgers wrote a plausible forgery that had illustrated Eva as a culprit and it spread like a wildfire. Even though I should have known better than anyone else that it was impossible, I accepted it in the end. It isn't your fault, Beato. No matter how many people around me had baseless suspicions, there should have been one truth inside of me. And yet, so easily, I abandoned my warm memories of you all and surrendered my heart to them. No. If I had not thrown away the message bottles, the future Rokujima would have never become the center of such bizarre misconceptions. I bear responsibility for all of it. True, that's right. It really is your fault after all. Moo, put it that way. It's a little irritating. You do have your share of the blame as well. Yeah, you're right. You were at fault and so was I, so it'd be stupid for us to attack each other. After all, I'm a witch of the future. You're a witch of the past. I should be using that magic to build my future. We both bear responsibility in some way, but neither of us have the right to blame each other, or blame the other. I need to be able to understand Mirage Saucier's teachings, Ange. That's right. The final member of Mirage Saucier is my responsibility to pass on Oni-chan's magic. My magic can make everyone happy. Indeed, you both have pure magic and wicked magic at your fingertips. That's true. Magic completely depending on your heart. If you aren't properly guided, you can't use magic properly, and proper magic can bring people happiness. It's a wonderful thing. Bringing people happiness is the sole reason that witches wield magic. I'm very pleased to know that those teachings have been passed down through the endless witches all the way to the final witch. Sorry for failing to pass it down myself at all. Witch of the future, Ange Beatrice, I will now retract your expulsion from Mirage Sierra. Ryu, I knew Ange would come back. Congratulations, Ange-sama. I thought I knew at the time we spent traveling together, man, yet sorry. I'm so sorry. Witches could not create a universe unless there are two. In the future, you will be alone. Will you really be okay? Yeah, I'll be okay. I'm not alone anymore. I'll live with everyone, and I'll live in the future. I swear I'll keep living so I can pass on the magic of Mirage Sierra. Mirage magic saved me too. There was a lot of people out there who need magic. And if I know Rich of Mirage Sierra, it's my duty to teach it right away to save as many people as I can. Will you be able to truly do so? Of course, I have the power to do it. There's school and magic that my predecessor, Eva Beatrice, spent so much time building. I inherited all of that, right? Well, if only my health had been a little longer, I was planning to spend all of it on myself. Ange laughed and tears poured from her eyes again. Everyone surrounded Ange with their kind and warm smiles. Battler stood alone in the rose garden maze, letting the rain quietly fall on him. After searching for some time, Ange found him. Oni-chan. Ange was feeling guilty, sensed anger in her brother's expression. So she thought he was going to hit her. She shut her eyes, however her brother touched her softly. He patted her head gently. Hey. The truth wasn't anything important, was it? No, it wasn't. Even though you were here waiting for me to come home in such a warm world, I had my back turned the whole time. You learned the truth. Yeah. So any hopes you had of some miraculously surviving and coming back have been crushed. However, you now have a new mission and hope for living in the future. You keep that precious hope safe for me. I was the one who opened the cat box and let it get away. It turned out worse than Pandora's box. The truth I didn't need to know flew out the box along with all of my hopes and leaving nothing inside but empty space. That's okay. It's open now and that's it. If it's empty inside, that means it won't fester. After all, false hopes can bring many pain. Butler laughed heartily. Then, with that same smile on his face, he told her, "We're already dead." Yeah. You lived 12 years on to hope we might still be alive. Not anymore. That's over and done with. Yeah, I know. Starting now, I'll step forward into a new life. We have to put Rook and Juma in the cat box, the next witch and Eva guarded the lid of that cat box with their whole life. We the witch after her opened that lid, but so what? Why does the truth of the past matter? Yeah, from now on I'll truly live, and I'll make my own personal truths prosper. Good luck, final witch of Mirage here. I've read Mariah's Grimoire. It's a great book with some really good stuff written in it. Even the Bible needs a translator, so Mariah's Grimoire probably needs one too. You'll be that translator. You got to teach the kids who are in the position you once were. That's your mission as the new witch of the future. Yeah, I'm gone, but I'll always be behind you, watching over you. I know, and not just you, everyone else too. So, did I miss something, or is it not going to tell us what truly happened? Like, what the hell? All else will love you forever, don't forget that. I won't forget. Not ever, and that's for certain. Ange leapt into Butler's chest and sobbed. Humans are sad creatures who can learn but not unlearn. She had already learned. It may have been a cruel, terrifying, merciless thing, and capable of destroying even the miracle called hope. However, there was still one tiny fragment left gripped in her hand. Her family's love. If she could just remember that and hold on it tight, then surely Ange will live on. She'll be able to stop before taking that single step into nothingness. Also, the Rokujima's cat box hasn't been opened completely. You've just taken a peek at what's inside, so you must be the lid yourself. And this time you'll protect everyone inside the cat box. Me and Dad and Carrie-san, the cousins and the uncles and the aunts, grandfather and the servants and all of the illusions. Yeah, this time I have to protect everyone. Then should you hurry up a bit? The son of popcorn being eaten and ran out from the beyond the rose bush. It was Linda Delta. I think you know this already, but Byrne is just about to hold a big party for the Book of the Single Truth. She's gathered beings from heaven and hell, from the spirit world and from parallel worlds. If she announces what's in that book in a place like that, it'll all be too late, won't it? I'm going. I gave Burkesall that key. It's my responsibility. I'll go and take it back. The city of books, but there's no way for us to get in. There's a barrier around that place. She gave me this. With it, I could come in and go in as I please. What an idiot. She forgot to collect it when she threw me away, and fished through her pocket, and there was a jingling around. If it was a bell with a blue ribbon, it was a bell with a blue ribbon tied to it. That's it. One of those temporary entry passes that you get when you turn in your invitation. As long as you have that, at least one of you will be able to get into the City of Books. Well, as long as someone takes you across the Sea of Fragments first. Lemma Delta, take me to the City of Books. Ange. This is my way of taking responsibility. I'll see to it that the Book of Single Truth isn't made public. Oh, you want to bet, girl? Are you serious? That place is a den of monsters among monsters. Now that you've lost Byrne's protection, you'll be weaker than a fly. Squish to the end. Bella snatched from Ange's hand. Linda Delta, I'll go. I'll just need you to get me in there. After all, I'm an empty creature, unable to exist outside the cat box. Ange, on the other hand, must live on to the future, and you're the person of the future too. So I'll go. I have nothing to lose. No, this is my responsibility, my way of making up for what I did. If I don't do it myself, the future won't change at all, and I won't be able to live. I won't be able to save my future cat boxes. Anne tried to snatch the key from Butler's hand, but Butler had no intention of giving it up. The two of them were grimly serious, but from the sidelines, it looked like an ordinary squabble between two close siblings. Linda Delta watched this conversation and shrugged. If she just took one of them to the City of Books, she wouldn't have to make enemies, and there was no risk to her. All she cared about, which was one, would make the story more interesting. Nothing else. I'm gonna go ahead and give a quick save here, guys. Oops. Backlog. All she cared about, which one could make the story more interesting, nothing else. But then she finally noticed. Hold on a second. Hold on, you two. Hold on. What's your problem? Save it for later. We're having an important sibling discussion here. Okay, first off, let's go of each other's hands. Battler's holding the bell now, right? Jump, Battler. Jump, like this. Jingle, jingle. You're next, and try jumping. Why the hell should I? Jingle, jingle. Huh? Why? If Battler's holding the bell, where did that sound come from? Anne hurriedly searched through her pockets. When she did, another blue ribbon bell came out of a different pocket than the first one. These are the same, aren't they? No way. Why are there two? I was only given one of them. I don't know why. At any rate, you've got two bells that'll get you into the city of books. And now I don't have to sit here and watch the two of you play around with each other anymore. The pair of them gripped their belts and looked at each other. From the very beginning, this game has belonged to the two of you. There's just been a slight change in who the opponent is. This isn't a competition between you two. It's a fight between Battler and Ange, who want to close the lid on the cat box, and Burn, who wants it open. Ange just moved from the Burn's team to Battler's team. That's all there is to it. Lambda Delta, take us to the city of books. Okay, I'm just taking you there. Got it. After that, I'm done being anything but a spectator. I just want to have the best seats to exactly know how to fight, what you do, how Burn makes mincemeat out of you all. Lambda Delta, thanks. Okay guys, since that signifies like a checkpoint type deal, I'm going to end the video here since it's already roughly an hour, and my throat's getting kind of dry and blah blah. So thank you guys for watching. It looks like this is getting close to being over. I know I've said it the past few videos, but it really does seem like it's about to be over soon. Yeah, so thanks for watching guys, and I'll see you guys next time.